democracy was born into it because it was given and believe that it's self-sustaining. And history shows us that that's not the case. History shows us that, first of all, there haven't been that many democracies, and there haven't been many democracies that were even as good as ours. I mean, Athenian democracy, like 5% of the populace was given the benefit of democracy. So it's a rare thing. It's rare that it survives for 200 years, and it's likely that it begins to get fairly sclerotic and arthritic with that much passage of time, in spite of the fact that we honor the founding fathers and the Constitution and the Declaration in our schools and our civics classes. But it needs our help. It very badly needs our help. And it especially needs the help of people who have visions and dreams to turn around what's happening today. Forces and continue to be forces that want anything but democracy, that want control, that want dominion, that want to protect us in ways that involve increasing amounts of power and profit for the protectors. And we're facing that. Karl Rove came right out and said, just like Hitler put all his goals in Mein Kampf for all to read, and people read it and kind of shrugged. Karl Rove came out and said, well, my goal is perpetually rule, a permanent dynasty. And don't look now, but we're basically there. Right. This locomotive left the station a long time ago. It's going to be hard to get it back. We're getting wealthier and wealthier. Why is nobody really doing anything about the environment? Why are so many bad things happening and you have a majority of people who agree, and yet you want to rule them contrary to those sentiments? You gotta pull out all the stops. You gotta have gerrymandering. You gotta have voter suppression. You gotta make those vote Wednesday robocalls. You gotta flood the system with all sorts of dark money and corporate cash. And then, if you're lucky, you brought things within what I call stuffed nose smell test rigging distance. You can pass the stuffed nose smell test when we get these shocking results. They're not quite so shocking because you've already narrowed the gap with all these other overt techniques. Lets these election administrators know, let the legislators know, lets the operatives know that we're on to them, and we want our democracy back. And that not only that, we're willing to work for it. We're willing to be deputized as counters and observers. I think it's the least we can do. We got this democracy handed to us. People died for it. People are still dying for it. We're going to jail for it. We're being exiled for it. We're being accused of treason for it. But the vast majority of us out to the 6th decimal place basically regarded as something received. Maybe not you who are in this room, but probably many of your friends. You're in the left forum to work together, to come together, recognize that this is part of the realization they're going to maybe the least sexy part. And if we want, happier pigs, there's a big movement now to grass-fed, free-range pigs. That's a wonderful thing. That's really important. But how long are we going to have that with Republican legislatures controlling every legislature and ultimately the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Commerce? All that's down the drain. That's all gone. So the thing with a pig is, you put Babe on the front cover of your book and everybody goes, and they contribute money and they spread the word and they don't eat any more Oscar Mayer bacon. This is not a sexy picture. There's no thing. We don't have a babe. If anybody can come up with a babe for us, oh my God, this would be a great contribution to the cause. But this is not a sexy issue, but it's a damn important issue, and we have to remember that, and we have to be really determined and really tenacious and do our part and do our duty and get out there and start moving the needle and moving the mountain so that we can have observable vote counting and a restoration of some semblance of honest elections. doping, the fact that people were able to accept the groundlessness of many sports records by their favorite athletes because it turned out that they were abusing drugs. The fact that many Catholics have accepted the fact that the church is riddled with pedophilia. These are huge, powerful institutions that people came to see through. That tells me that it is, possible for people to see through the whole mythology of American democracy, and even come to see through the claims that George W. Bush was elected twice. When there's no evidence that he was elected at the time. Having said that, I want to take us back to a moment when claims of election fraud at American hands were not controversial. Okay, they were controversial, but they were not unbelievable. You may have heard of Smith Butler, the Marine general, the most decorated war hero of his era. He blew the whistle on the business plot to oust FDR, by heading an army of disgruntled veterans. The cause behind this, it was dismissed as conspiracy theory in its day, although they just laughed at it. They didn't use that phrase. Anyway, in 1929, Butler was giving an after-dinner speech in Pittsburgh. He talked about how the Marines fixed an election in Iowa. The opposition candidates were declared bandits when it became necessary to elect our man to office. Our candidates always win. One election, nobody liked the fellow. The district was canvassed, and 400 were found who would vote for the proper candidate, meaning the U.S. candidate. Somebody nobody liked. So they found 400 people who would vote for him. Notice that the opening of the polls was given 5 minutes beforehand. The 400 voters were assembled in a line, and when they had voted in about 2 hours, the polls were closed. It sounds like a fair election. Yeah, well, subjected to the news of so many startling, dramatic, upset victories by the right that I can't even remember them all. Okay? I am a great believer in connecting the dots. I think that one way to break through to a larger public, certainly young people, is to connect a lot of dots that don't get connected. To marshal all the evidence and put it all together and show that, time after time after time after time the same thing happens. It is statistically impossible. Let's just start with some recent news that probably startled and perturbed everybody in the room. May 8th of this year, I'm quoting from U.S. News and World Report. The pollsters were 90 to 100% sure that yesterday's general election in Britain would result in a hung parliament, with no one party winning a majority of the House of Commons' 650 seats. The pollsters were wrong. Quote, it's an astonishing victory that no one predicted, says Jonathan Tonge, professor of politics at the University of Liverpool. March 18th, Reuters. With nearly all votes counted, Netanyahu's Likud won 29 or 30 seats in the 120-member Knesset, comfortably defeating the center-led Zionist Union opposition on 24 seats. The result was a dramatic and unexpected victory for Netanyahu. The last opinion polls 4 days before the vote showed Likud trailing the Zionist Union by 4 seats. Okay? Scotland, right? The vote on independence. 2 days before the vote, opinion polls showed the nationalists with a slight lead over the pro-UK no voters under the Better Together umbrella. Right before the vote, an Ipsos Morning poll said the vote would be 53 to 47% in favor of no. Too close to call. I don't think that's 6 points, right? In the actual total vote across Scotland, yes lost by a wider margin than predicted, 55.3% to 44.7%. This is an article in Business Insider, and the headline is, we now know how small and, I'm paraphrasing, but how small and eccentric and insignificant the independence movement really was. Because the assumption there is, of course, that the vote is completely accurate, right? Now, Mexico, we've seen dramatic upset victories in 2000, 2006, and 2012. These are examples from abroad. Suggest that the American disease has been spreading. But we've seen this kind of thing time and time and time again. I have elections stolen by the Scott Walker team, and still John Nichols insists on saying we need more money to get us down the road more effectively next time. That's like the definition of mental illness. The same thing over and over again and expect a different result this next time. But this book by Jürgen Totenhofer, a German jurist who went down and interviewed the insurgents in Iraq around 2005. Okay? And he talks to one guy who's devoted himself to making explosive devices to kill as many American troops as possible. He interviews him, and this guy notes with gritted teeth how infuriating it was to him and his comrades when the American people re-elected George Bush despite what he had done. Okay? This means that the inclusion that I'm talking about has had really homicidal effects on our fellow citizens who are being, picked off, more devoted by Iraqis who rightly believe that the American people deserve this because they would re-elect this guy who wasn't even elected in the first place. Right. Okay? But because it's a conspiracy theory to talk about this, we're not allowed to think it. Okay? Now, the left has been complicit in this process, I argue, by refusing to address even the possibility that these elections have been stolen, despite the overwhelming statistical and other evidence. They are complicit in this process. They're complicit every time they talk about the need to get out the vote more effectively. Every time they talk only about certain things like, redistricting, voter registration restrictions, all those sort of anterior steps that are used, as Jonathan says, to shrink the size of the electorate sufficiently, then to go and steal the right number of votes through computers. They're all complicit in this. Also complicit are those who are arguing that exit polls are not reliable. Okay? Nate Silver of the New York Times, a beloved liberal statistics reporter, wrote a piece just a few days ago in which he said, well, clearly these polls are inaccurate, they're untrustworthy. The idea that exit polls, which are the most accurate of the opinion polls, are somehow not reliable, means that the only measure of public opinion that we can trust is voting results, okay? Which is preposterous. Only in America do we regard exit polls as having no protective function. In America, we regard the exit polls as being a valuable source of demographic information. That we've seen year after year, like the inordinate domination of the media by right-wing interests, allows us to believe that somehow the American people are quite right-wing. Either a majority are right-wing, or at least half the country is right-wing. But in fact, Sarah Palin had the support of roughly 18% of the electorate. This is a fringe movement, okay? Because the media has been deregulated, even in cities like New York and San Francisco, there's all this ultra-right-wing talk radio, which leads you to think that there's just no audience for progressive radio. Similarly, when elections keep going to the right wing time after time, we assume that we are besieged, we are surrounded, outnumbered by Neanderthals. I think there are some people on the left who like that scenario. And I do. I think that there's a certain readiness to hate the country that is fed by that sense that we're just, we're a kind of righteous minority and we're surrounded by thugs and theocrats and fools and so on. And I think that we've got to give the American people some credit here and be much more optimistic about their politics